Joining me now is Anthony Chan. He's a former chief economist at JP Morgan Chase. Anthony, let me just start by asking you what jumped out at you with these latest GDP numbers?
Well, certainly the thing that jumped out at me was the exports number. We know that the global economy is slowing down, and yet China managed to put forth very strong exports and also strong industrial production. All this, of course, giving you that very strong GDP relative to expectations, even in the world where there are some challenges in China, the growth was still respectable.
And you know, Anthony, I'm not going to tell you something you don't already know. I mean, we saw Liz Truss in the UK gone in short order as a result of the economic headwinds there in the UK. We have elections here in the United States just a few weeks away. Inflation, a really top major issue. It may determine some of these races. So how was China able to beat expectations? Because there are so many headwinds out there being faced by so many different governments around the world right now.
Well, I think that certainly some of the things that were supportive was the fact that China is doing its best to try to stabilize the housing situation, even though on a year-over-year basis, housing investment is still negative. You also see some infrastructure building. That policy stimulus certainly helped. And again, the fact that the rest of the world still wants to buy China's exports didn't hurt. That certainly was very positive. And the fact that they're trying their best to manage around the COVID constraints, despite the fact that there are some closures, they're finding ways to still be able to produce and keep the economy going, despite the fact that there are some closures and slowdowns associated with the COVID shutdowns.
Yeah, you know, China's National Bureau of Statistics, I mentioned, they say that there could be steps taken to implement policies aimed at shoring up the economy. What type of steps would you imagine, and what can we expect to see from China's economy moving forward?
Well, I think that right now, the stronger than expected number that we got in the third quarter tells me that for the year as a whole, you might be able to get growth of about 3.25%. Now, granted, that is still below the 5.5% growth target, but we're living in an environment where the rest of the world is slowing down. Many economies may be going into a potential recession, Europe including, and probably at the front of the line of that trend. So to be able to grow at 3.25% is still quite impressive, given all the negative headwinds that you've mentioned and that everyone around the world is well aware of.